I'm here today with Lyn Stahl. Thank you so much for speaking with me today. I'm so excited to talk to you.
Oh, excited to talk to you too, girl.
Why don't you explain to the viewers what it is that you actually painted for the Nova Open Charitable Foundation this year?
Yep, I took part again in the group project for the armies. Usually for the Nova charity, there's two main armies that are painted and it's done in a group. And I took part in painting the Eldar. I did the two Eldar warlocks. I think it was the Warlock Farseers. I'm bad with names on the GW models. Don't come for me, okay? It's few that I know offhand, like Rebooty. Everybody knows Bobby G, right? But
That's
I'm
right.
talking about a lot of them for the most part. I'm so bad with names. But yes, I did the Warlock Farseers. It's the two of them. In the picture, they were towards the front. I'm actually very proud of the work I did on them. And I hope you guys, whoever wins them and gets to see them, I hope you guys enjoy them.
So, did you come together as a group to decide to do Eldar? How does that decision-making process go?
Well, I think I've been doing Nova Charity for years, taking part in some way, whether it's doing a single model here or taking part in the army. And usually I think what they do is I guess if they see that you have an interest in the models, this is me speculation on my part, but I think that they sit there and they see that you have a genuine interest in doing certain models. Like you'll see a lot of Warhammer stuff on my profiles and stuff. And then they sit there and since you have an interest, I would imagine that therefore you would put good amount of effort into this charity project, right? And so they come to you and they ask you, hey, would you be interested in painting this for Nova or taking part in doing this army? Here's how it works. The guy Sean Fulton I'm friends with, he's known as Jabberwocky. We've been friends a long time. And so he came to me and he asked me, and usually they ask, what would you enjoy painting, what would you like to do and stuff. It's a very easygoing process. I wouldn't honestly say that there's anything tedious about it at all. They send it to you in a very timely manner, and then they tell you, "Hey, get this out. Try to get this out to us for basing and pictures and stuff by this date." It's a pretty easygoing process. I always enjoyed doing it. So
So they come to you, they give you the models, and they give you a paint scheme? Are you allowed to
yeah,
interpret that in some way, or is it like very rigid?
well, I think for the most well with the armies, it's
Mhm.
definitely everybody comes together and kind of decides. I think we've been deciding together on a color scheme. I think it's usually like whatever's the current hotness and everything,
Yep.
like current to the game and whatever is
Yep.
is whatever is what's on for. And then that's cool because that's easy going and stuff. And then they find the paint colors that most match and everything. They help you with that too. Like if you don't have a color, they make sure that you have it so that way everything's cohesive, at least as much as humanly possible with the models. And yeah, they do a very, very good job. Herrick Hobbies has been donating the models, at least they did for my army, like the Elder Army I was part of, and like the other ones previous. And they're just, everybody comes together and is really, really good at doing whatever's needed to support, answer any questions that you have and everything in order to make sure that everything goes off as much as possible without a hitch.
Well, that seems like it's actually pretty streamlined. So,
It is.
was there any part of the process of painting these models that gave you any particular challenges?
No, not the full Warlock Fossey is. I actually have a pretty good amount of experience with doing Eldor. It might not show much, but like my daughter's their dad, he had like 12,000 points of Eldar, and he was a very good Eldar player and stuff. And I always like doing the Eldar, like the flight vehicles and stuff like that. Like what was the one called? The Wave Serpent and stuff.
Mhm.
Like I like painting that. I've done that before a couple of times and everything. So I always enjoy doing Eldar type models. I like that they're very sleek looking, nice and fancy schmancy and stuff. So I always found that Eldar was a lot of fun to paint. So
So, this is not your first time taking part with the Nova Open Charitable Foundation.
no, I've done it for years.
For years. How did you first hear about the foundation?
Well, I've actually been a part of the gaming industry and way of doing things with conventions and teaching and stuff for a while. I've been invited multiple times to teach at Nova, but it always falls on the same date as ReaperCon, which is usually the one that my children like to go to because it's also like only 5 hours away from me. And or something that has to do with the kids with school and stuff. So I never honestly had a chance to make it over there yet. And from the East Coast, I know, don't come for me, shame on me. But so I did know about it before because I've always wanted to go to Nova. And then yeah, then I got invited. To paint. They were like, hey, would you like to? What was it that I started with doing? It was privateer. I think it was War Machine was the first thing. Something War Machine related to something that I first painted years ago in like 2014 or 2015 or something. And I was so excited. I was like, yay, I get to take part in this because I do a lot of charity stuff. So yeah, that's how I found out about it. I knew about it for a while, and then I was so excited when I got invited to it. I was like, yay, I'm so excited. I'm one of the cool kids.
So, was there anything in particular that like grabbed you about Nova Open and the work that they did that really made you want to stick with this particular foundation?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I do a lot of charity related work, not only within the gaming industry but also outside of it. I've done so for a very long time, even when I worked in the music industry, and I've also been in fashion and beauty industry and stuff with modeling and makeup artistry for a long time. So anything even charity related with that, I've done a long time. And so I also work with foster children and stuff like that. So anything that is charity related, if I can make the time, find a way to do it, then I'm all about it. And I
Yes.
absolutely love that Nova takes part for so many different charities, kind of like United Way does in a sense, and how they help multiple places and everything. And I absolutely love that they do not just stuff like local community stuff, but also like all over breast cancer, research, anything having to do with medical research, for military families and everything. I absolutely love what they do. Doctors Without Borders. It's all amazing causes.
Hmm. Okay. Well, if people want to see more of what you do, because you do so much, where can they find you?
Anything miniature painting related, go on metalheadminis.com. You'll find on the top of the homepage that there's all of our links and stuff for social media. Anything that you want to find us on or subscribe to, we'd love to have you. You're more than welcome. We also have a Metalhead Minis hobby group on Facebook where you guys can all share your hobby stuff, ask questions, learn, and things like that. So, because we're all about the learning and encouragement aspect of it as well. But yeah, metalheadminis.com. That's a great place to start.
All right. And was there any closing thoughts that you wanted to leave with the viewers today?
October 3rd, last day for the raffle, people. Let's make it happen. Let's win some awesome models. There's so many amazing artists that took part in this. Like, I mean, amazing artists. Like my stuff ain't shit compared to like some of what you're gonna see there with the knights and everything and the titans and everything. It's just amazing, amazing work. So please, 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 if you can help, if you can give, buy a ticket. If not for you, someone else or something for a gift. Christmas is coming, right? You can get ahead on Christmas shopping. Here, I got you this $5,000 worth $5,000 Titan painted model for like what 20 to $100 or whatever worth of raffle tickets. I mean, it's not a bad deal. So go for it. Do it. Take a chance.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.